Welcome to DC.
And here it comes. Swing and a miss. And a World Series Game 7 winning Curly W is in the books.
Dagger! It's 1974. The Washington Capitals are the 2018 Stanley Cup champions.
Don't like that. I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
Despite all this, despite the churn, my approval ratings keep going up.
We are ready to give our 500% support back to this franchise, back to this city, back to this team after Snyder leaves. And then this is the poo-poo you put on the field.
For the very first time, the Washington Mystics are WNBA champions.
The Washington Commanders select Jaden Daniels.
I'm going to support fake teams that can't ruin my life.
Did you call bank? I call game.
Thank you. Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business.
Oh, hello, boys. TTC episode number 354. My name is Joe. Here's FP. There's Dala. And yeah, totally normal week here in DC. You know, hosting a primetime game on a Monday night.
Let's go, Caps.
Let's go, Caps.
Cena had an amazing match over the weekend. It was actually a great long weekend for sports.
Great playoff baseball.
There was, amazing. Basically everything culminated, and we were all looking forward to Monday Night Football, right? Which I don't know why ESPN keeps pushing these doubleheaders down our throat. There's some weeks where I like them, and
next week Seahawks game starts at 10 p.m.
which I don't understand. Like why you keep subjecting us to these terrible Thursday nights, and then there's the double Monday nights. How much ad revenue could you possibly be generating at 10, 11, midnight? It's very late. It's very, very late. And that's actually
more money do they need?
Well, it's actually a great question because, football is a uniquely American sport, right? Like there isn't, like, America's the only, tell me if I'm wrong here. They've tried to export this sport before, the Euro League of American football and all this stuff. And it was basically just cast-offs and, semi-pros from various, colleges basically playing NFL style football. What was it called? The Europa League? Not Europa League. It was whatever it was.
Yeah, well, it's all pointless because even the current slate of international games, we're sending out trash like that Broncos Jets game.
Why do we keep doing it?
We're not putting our good product out there for international audiences. We're giving them crap.
But this is exactly my point. It is a uniquely American sport. Americans are the only ones that are big enough, fast enough, from a numbers perspective, the only ones that seem interested in playing it. So why do we continue trying to export it to Brazil and to Spain and to Germany and to London? Like, why? Like, it's our thing. Just let it be our thing. Like, why does it have to be the world's thing?
I don't understand it. It's not.
And you're right. The quality. Andy's giving me the money sign, but I don't know if Europeans are flocking to London to watch Jets Broncos, or if it's a bunch of Broncos and Jets fans that happen to just fly out because they wanted to go to London, right? Like, it's almost like the Vegas effect. Like, I want to go there anyway. I'll just turn it into a vacation. Like, how many new fans are you generating by playing your game away from home?
Yeah, well, just like the Commanders when they face the Dolphins in Madrid, it's going to probably be a lot of Miami and DC people that are like, oh, that's a great opportunity to go to Madrid and catch a game.
Which I get it. I get it, but
you're not getting people from Spain, right? If there's a La Liga game on, they're not going to stop watching it for the NFL.
No, they're not. Andy, what do you keep doing? You're very fidgety over there. Andy, what are you doing?
Just watching the
Sorry.
Cap.
Yeah, I am. I'm watching the Caps, and I had to blow my nose if you need to know.
Okay, all right. It's just a very, very fidgety this evening. And before we hit go, you were drinking soup or eating. I don't know. Do you drink soup or eat soup? I don't know.
This is like the toothbrush thing all over again. It's like If there's nothing else in it but the broth, you drink the soup. If there's some noodles, some rice in there, you eat the soup.
But okay, for the record, the toothbrush thing is still the weirdest thing you've ever said on the show.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, it was not even a split 50.
Can we just can we change his
very normal.
his tagline to just toothbrush?
We can change it to whatever you want. I mean, we can change it to whatever you want. We can change whatever you want. But
listen, we're 6 minutes into the show. None of us
doing anything.
Nobody wants to talk about it.
Not talk about Caleb Williams coming into DC and winning his revenge game. Yes, he did beat us. Yes, he did. Listen, he did beat us because you know what? Did he make a mistake last night? Did I miss him making a mistake last night?
Okay, yeah, he made a ton. He was extremely inaccurate, but
Okay,
he didn't turn the ball over. If that's
he
what you
didn't
mean.
turn the ball over. Whereas your savior, JD5, is out there giggling and smiling and slapping everyone's ass.
Joe, come
tumbling
on,
left and right.
come on, Joe.
This dude, listen.
You cannot start the show being mad at the offense. I get the turnovers.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy with the offense.
Get the turnovers, but if your offense is putting up 24 points and is fighting and
in three quarters, by the way,
digging themselves,
they don't want to start the game when the game starts.
Okay, you know what? Maybe you can adjust your anger to Dan Quinn and how he runs his practices, and we can go back to the Camp Gruden timeline and talk about how our practices are. But Jaden Daniels is allowed to make mistakes. He is not expected to be 100% perfect. And the problem is this team can only win if Jaden Daniels is 100% perfect and has 100% miracle statistic line attached to his name. And that is not something that is sustainable. And we saw it last night. It will not work when Jaden Daniels isn't at 110%. And you can't put it on a guy to be 110% every single week and hope that the rest of the team, just does enough to not screw it up. It's not sustainable. You can't put it on Jaden. It was rainy. And honestly, if you watch that press conference, no. If you watch that press conference and you re-watch the play, that was Jaden taking the bullet for Bill. Jaden had a
fumble. The fourth quarter,
the last fumble. Jaden messed up.
Fumble.
The snap was sloppy. Jaden didn't handle it, but he found a way to finagle it, get it into Bill's chest, and Bill couldn't close in on it. Both of them are at fault.
Yeah,
both of them are at fault.
Who's more at fault?
I would say Bill is more at fault.
Andy, where do you fall? I think you're 100% wrong on this, but Andy, where do you fall on this?
I don't think it's both. It's a split because the running back is expecting it. The running back's expecting it in a certain place at a certain time for timing for him to grip the ball. It wasn't there.
It got there.
I know it got there. He tried to recover. It's like 50-50.
It's 50-50, but what you're getting is Jaden took the bullet. Jaden was like, my name's big enough. I will take all this blame. Don't put it on Bill. And that is a leader.
You know what? He should do that because it was his fault.
It was both of their faults. It was both of their faults. And it was the rain. And it was just bad juju. It was just
real quick before we move with the blame game. I wanted to quickly do a quick comparison to the JD5 savior thing, and it hasn't worked in Buffalo, right? It's the Josh Allen effect.
How
many seasons over and over and over again do they expect Josh Allen to be the savior and not really put too many elite weapons around him? Sure, James Cook is good now. I mean, he got paid. He's pretty good, but who else do they have? Really? They have no other skill players. It's the Josh Allen effect. Have they won any Super Bowls?
I mean, they've got three above average tight ends. They have above average receivers, and they have a very good play caller. I mean,
they also have an offensive coordinator that forgets that Josh Allen knows how to pass. Sometimes it's the reverse of what we have.
Also, yes. I mean, if you want to talk about that game here for just a second, but we're not done talking skins here. The Falcons have some pretty good wins under their belt at this point, right? I mean, maybe they're not as dumpster fire as everybody thinks, or at least for myself, I'll speak for myself. I think they're better than I thought they were. And yesterday again kind of proved it. Their defense can stop and get stops. We saw that obviously firsthand with the skins. But I am a little surprised you're giving JD5 a pass here, FP, because he didn't. Like, you can't listen. That's say one thing. The eyeballs say something else.
The mistakes were terrible, right? The first fumble, all on Bill. Okay, the interception, Jaden was on. That's 1,000% on Jaden. He threw it late. You're not going to get that from him often. That's terrible. And the one thing the Bears defense knows how to do is generate turnovers. They have like 15 in 5 games. Like they know how to generate turnovers. But if you watch that whole game, you should not be starting this show upset at the offense at all. You cannot be. This offense has put up every week so far over 24 points.
Okay, so let me ask you
can't
this.
get mad at the offense.
Why did they lose yesterday? Why did the Skins lose on Monday night to the Bears?
Because our run defense disappeared entirely.
Okay, so
Swift was running for 30 yards a game up until yesterday, and then he rips off 160 total yards. Unacceptable.
Well, you can thank your boy 20 for what was that tackle on the sideline? What was that? If you shove him out of bounds, you probably win the game.
Yeah, listen, the defense as a whole, right? From Joe Witt's coverage, from B-Wags being laid out to pasture and not being able to do what is expected of him because Joe Witt thinks he's still the Seattle version of B-Wags, to Daron Payne doing every other series he works and then he takes a series off, to having zero edge pressure, to having injured backups on your secondary. Honestly, the only player I don't have a complaint for on defense, surprisingly, is Lattimore. What did he do? What did he do wrong?
You're still on my talking point. His name was only called once, and it was for he only got thrown at
pass breakup. Yeah,
once. It was his best game as a Skin. It was his best game as a Skin.
But that's saying something.
Andy, where do you put the blame on this? And don't put it on the kicker. I think that's a cop out.
Well, we should definitely cut Matt Gay, but that's not. I'm not putting.
He wasn't the problem yesterday, was he?
He was in his own realm a problem for missing a field goal. That's 3 points, but he was not the only problem. There was a next gen analytics stat that I heard today, and it kind of put things in perspective. They said that like 9 runs for DeAndre Swift, 9 out of his whatever runs for 91 yards came when he stretched it outside. And then down the middle, he was like 6 for 17, 6 rushes for 17. I heard that stat somewhere.
The big boys in the middle played. I mean, they played okay.
They played good. So what does that really tell us? That tells us our linebackers are not fast. We don't have an edge that can kind of make that and stop.
What happened to the youth movement of 2 weeks ago? Right? What happened to the youth movement? We saw.
Great question.
And honestly, look, and I'm. This is not me being. I'm not trying to create a viral moment, but I'm going to tell you my honest opinion here. That game was lost because of JD5. That pick he threw in the first quarter, that's 7 points, 6 points for sure. 1, obviously if Gay hits the field goal, that's 7 points that they didn't get. He had Debo wide open in the end zone. That would have been a touchdown. That establishes momentum. That puts the Bears on their heels early on instead of spotting them a 10 or 13 point lead or whatever it was. For me, that was the difference. It just was.
It was the difference, but that does not mean you put the blame on Jaden Daniels.
They always say
because the offense still the offense still put up their points. If anything, if you want to blame anyone, you blame Cliff for how that last series went down, right? You bring in Laramie Tunsil, you draft Josh Connolly, you paid Tyler Biadasz, you bring in John Bates back from the dead and he's able to block again. You have Trent Scott for your jumbo offensive line positions. You have all of these big bodies that AP went out and was like, we're going to be a physical, dominant offensive line, right? Get out of the pistol when you need to just burn clock and run it down their throat. Get under center, snap the ball, have a quick exchange, and don't get a high snap 5 yards back when it's 3rd and 1, and you need to kill the game, right? That's on Cliff. That's not on Jaden Daniels, especially in a rainy game. Get under center and play smash mouth football. You went out and you paid for that O-line. Use it. Well, you didn't do that. I understand the threat of Jaden as pistol is a thing. But that is not the point where you need the threat of Jaden Daniels to put the Bears on their heels. You need to just smash it in their mouth.
Well, and the Skins do have big bodies, especially on the. I mean, they can run out a jumbo package with 3 tight ends. They can do what Buffalo does in spurts. You know, Razzle points this out almost every week in the offline chat. Freaking go to pro form, go to I formation, just do one power move. Why is everything out of the gun?
Yeah, you don't need to be in the pistol in that situation.
Doesn't it oversimplify the? I mean, and I know the way of the league is to stand up your quarterback so they can see everything. I understand it, but if you're smashing the ball forward anyway, just get up there, tuck it under center, and just get the 1 or 2
honestly,
yards.
The biggest talking point that we should have is, and I think LP touched on it in the offline chat too, is coaching was terrible from the jump that whole game, from situational time management, timeouts, a bullshit challenge for a 1 yard play that like you didn't even really have to challenge. You could have lost it. And then you still burn out a timeout right after.
Completely inexcusable to have the timeout for the challenge, not be ready coming out of the challenge, which did go your way, and then to burn a timeout.
Exactly right. But then even then, in your last the second to last series, you have it at kind of no man's land. Try a long field goal instead of punting, right? When the game is that close. Try a long field goal instead of punting. I mean, the coaching, Dan Quinn did not have a good coaching.
I know I've said this.
And his coordinators did not have a good game last night.
There's shades of Rivera in there, you know, and they come out from time to time, and you just.
I mean, that's a bold statement.
But okay,
shades of Rivera, you don't even sniff 20 points. Not even close.
The way they start FP, like when was the last time they had a lead in the first quarter, or that they?
No, I agree with that.
Start very, very slow, and this is always the rub with these quote unquote player coaches, right? The coaches that the players warm up to, and they're not that they're buddy, but they're a little bit more, you know, personality friendly, whatever. You think Vrabel is doing you know, things to keep the locker room light in New England? Oh,
whatever Dan Quinn's doing, he's getting the fight out of the team. Okay, they're starting slow, but it's a lot of it is Joe Witt on the defense. A lot of it is on Cliff.
Hold on. So when do you go to Cliff and you say, "Hey, I'd like to have a lead, you know, in a first quarter once. You know, I'd like to be able to go score on my opening drive, you know, once or twice this season, please and thank you." When do you sit down with Witt and say, "How about we blitz when our guys are fresh in the beginning, in the early part of the game?" Not when they're exhausted or not on obvious blitz downs.
Okay, so all of these things said, you can't come in here and say this game was on Jaden Daniels.
I can't.
It wasn't,
because if Jaden doesn't throw that, if Jaden gets 6 on that drive, if he hits Debo in the end zone, it's a different game, right? I mean, I hate to make it all about
that's fine too. But then if the refs don't have a ticky tack call on the Bears, they get a Dunze touchdown in the end zone.
Fair. Hold on, but listen, we're homers, but I think we've always called it down the line. How many times were the Commanders bailed out by pretty ticky-tacky calls that ended up going in our favor?
The refs kept handing us this game.
That was a bad referee game, right? And
yes.
And Bears
in our favor, yes.
Yeah, Bears Reddit was legitimately like super Ricky about the terrible calls in real time and post, and they're right. They're absolutely right. We got bailed out so many times, and on that drive in particular, there was a 15-yard penalty, a 5-yard defensive hold, or whatever it was. And Jaden, it's not like it was a contested pass or a tipped pass. He had Debo in the end zone.
Yeah, no, that was a full mistake on Jaden. Nobody's denying that.
It was very much. I mean, I hate to make this comparison because it's not fair. It felt like Jalen made how many of those terrible reads on Thursday night, and we spent the better part of the weekend saying, "Hey, like hit your actual like." Read it right and throw it right. No. Jaden read it right. He just didn't make it right.
Jaden, outside of that one interception, was, if I'm not mistaken, he had a pretty accurate passing game, passing to a bunch of bums and you know, flowers to Luke McCaffrey and Jalen Lane, and Chris Moore was like the MVP for 3 quarters. He was like Jaden's doing it with bums. He barely even targeted Debo.
I wouldn't call them bums, FP. These guys,
bums.
They're not studs. Okay, but Luke has proven now that he can.
I'm not talking game, right? Luke and Jalen don't get included because
Zach had a good game too. I mean, Zach wrangled in 6 of 8 targets, 43 yards. He had a touchdown. Like
Jaden had a good game outside of that one interception, and then the fluke. You know, I think honestly, I think it was just karma. I think it was the football gods being like, we're going to give this one to the Bears.
Yes, but I do want to talk about the Bears too for a second here, because 2 years ago they come in here. DJ Moore is the only receiver that catches a ball for whoever was playing quarterback, and they run us out of our building while wearing trash bag black. The last year they come in to, we get to witness.
They won 3.5 quarters of that game.
They more than that, right? And at the end of the game, it's the Maryland Miracle, and we end up pulling that one out. And then they come in again, like this is 3 seasons in a row where they legitimately beat the team, right? Outside of a fluky Hail Mary. This would be 3 straight losses for the Skins against the Bears. And I want to talk about Caleb here for a second. We poke at him all the time, and he may not be the guy, but there are times where he looks very much the part of a QB1. Do you disagree with me?
Yeah, I mean,
it's not consistent, but there are flashes.
His inaccuracies are massive, though.
Sure, but when he's on, I mean, yesterday, did you feel at any point during Monday night that he was not in command of the game or the offense? I never got that sense.
It's easy to be in command of the game and the offense when your running back is dicing up a defense.
And that's fair. I mean, DeAndre.
If Bill had the game that Swift had, Jaden would have looked like a superstar.
Yeah, I mean, but there was also, I mean, he missed a Dunze on a couple of plays. He had
some big misses.
Sure. I was terrified that your boy OZ was going to come in and just wreak havoc. I think he was only targeted 3 times in the end.
Big drop that could have sealed the deal for him even before our last drive.
He's a guy that I think in the end the Skins really miss not having, right? More so than Diami or some of the other third, wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4.
He was pretty sure-handed and shifty.
Yes, and I think they miss him. I mean, obviously they miss Terry a lot right now too. I mean, you're asking Debo to go out and do a lot for you week to week.
Debo was a game-time decision, by the way.
He was
with his heel.
He was clearly hurting.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yes. Which I mean, again, like the topic here is this team needs to find a way where they can play sound football, start to finish, all 4 quarters, and not rely on being the cardiac commanders, on relying on the miracle of Jaden Daniels and the magic and the charisma and all of that. Like, it's not sustainable to go out like it's the same thing Thursday night Packers game, right? If Jaden Daniels is asleep at the wheel because it's Thursday nights and we hate Thursday nights and that whole topic, you need the rest of the team to be able to keep him afloat. You need them to be a safety net. And that starts with the defense, right? If the offense is going to take forever to click, the defense has to be like, okay, we need to start the game at 200% and keep these Bamas down to 3 points. Kind of what you did with the Chargers. You gave up 10, but then you locked down real quick after that fumble, right? So right now it's looking like we can't compete with teams that have a healthy O-line. If their O-line is banged up, all of a sudden we get pressure. All of a sudden the defense looks better. All of a sudden Joe Witt's plans work and the defense works. But you give us a healthy O-line to face, defense falls apart immediately.
They cannot cover speedy running backs out of the backfield. They can't cover.
But that's the crazy thing is you saw Bijan against the Bills dice them up. Bijan didn't do that to us when we played the Falcons, even though we lost, right? Josh Jacobs didn't do that to us, even though we lost.
I mean, if I recall,
Jinty didn't do that to us, even though we like. I
mean, Bijan still had 70 yards and a touchdown. Like, I mean, he was still averaging.
Compared to what Bijan can do every other week,
sure,
holding him to 70 is a win.
It would just be nice to see the Skins start a game when the game starts.
I agree.
Not fall behind, not have to adjust. It would be nice to see, Cliff maybe take a shot down the field every once in a while. I mean, there's got to be somebody they can put out there that can just. There needs to be some creativity on both sides of the ball. Like, you can't ask Jaden to do 99% of the work.
I agree.
Week in and week out. And defensively, if you're Quan Martin, like you can't fake arm tackle a wide open, player in the field. Like, if he shoves him out of bounds, is it crazy to say that maybe we win the game?
No, not at all.
One tackle,
yeah.
Right? When you let somebody rip a 60-yard run for a touchdown, like, just shove him out of bounds, man. Like, you don't want to tackle him, fine, okay. You don't want to get trucked. You don't want to end up on Sports Center. Just shove him out of bounds. I don't like it when you go back. It's maddening to watch that play over and over because It's not like it's not like he ran past him. He didn't try to stop him. So anyway, it's disappointing. I mean, what are we supposed to do from here? I don't know. Andy, do you have any final thoughts on this? I don't want to stress it too much or go too much further with the Bears. I mean, the Bears are a worse team, and they shouldn't have won that game, but they did. I mean, at the end, we're 500. I think I had us beating the Falcons. Excuse me. I had us beating the Bears, right? A little bit better than where we are right now. That's 2 wins that they would love to have getting into the bulk of their schedule. And it's Dallas week. Like, we are in Dallas, and that's a
Probably
very
getting CD back.
But do they even need him? Honestly,
no.
Right now, based on your eyeballs, do they need CD?
No, because Dak is finding a way to put up 40 points.
Yeah, I know they're giving up 30, but you know what? They're scoring 31 and winning, and they are potent. And we'll talk about the rest of the NFC East here in a second. But just shifting here to Dallas in particular, like if you are DQ, what's the 1 or 2 things you're adjusting ahead of Dallas, Andy?
Dude, it's the defense, man. Like, I honestly think that our wide receivers are young. They're not running crisp routes. I feel like the separation is not there. So it makes Jaden's life a little bit harder. And our defense, like, we just suck. There was one specific
there's
play.
Really no other way to say it.
Oh man, here we go.
There was one specific play. It was like 3rd and 5, and I forget who it was, but like Loveland, was it the tight end where Caleb Willett, like our defense, It was 3rd and 5, and we just had to like play.
He just did a quick turnaround and sat right there.
You saw like our linebackers were 4 yards beyond where the first down marker was. Like, that's not good awareness. That's not discipline. That's not.
Don't they have to?
There has to be a problem. There's a problem there.
Don't they have to do that because they don't have the speed to keep up?
Yes,
they have.
It is literally we're literally spaced out and in a different, like, we're playing like a 2-zone coverage, right? To account for not having speed. Where Joe Witt, but that's also on Joe Witt, right? Like, you can change it. You can go into quarters coverage, right? And lock it down a little bit more. And Joe Witt's not doing what he needs to do because, again, like I said at the beginning, in his brain, Wags isn't the problem, right? In his brain, Wags is Seattle.
I don't know if I buy that, FP. I think in his brain, he's saying, I would rather have the vets out there that know where they need to be and where
clearly they don't.
It's not working. That's what practice is for.
Hold on. I think Von Miller and Wags can still read an offense and they know where they're supposed to be. I don't think they can make the plays they used to.
All right, then put Wags on the sideline. Let him wear a headset for McGee.
Sure, yeah. How many times does an offense literally game plan against Wags? How many times have we seen OZ matched up with Wags? And like, those are the plays that destroy us. And
he's literally chasing him across the field.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
one crossing route and you're torched. It shouldn't happen that way.
And Oz dropped that crossing route yesterday, right? On Monday night. If he catches that, I think he's taking it to the house.
I
think that's an 80-yard touchdown, right? Wags isn't going to catch him, right? But I think right now Witt wants his vets out there because they generally understand where the play is going to be. But I don't think that's the right tactic. I think you got to get the young guys. I think you have to get the young guys out there. I think he needs to blitz more. Like, we don't blitz enough. I mean, that's
honestly, I think the bigger thing is you need to start making some moves before the trade deadline. We're not going to be able to compete all season with the current roster of defensive players that we have. It will not happen.
Well, for Dallas specifically, it's going to be a shootout. Both defenses are horrendous. They're not going to stop anybody. So it's just going to be who can score on more possessions. Right. That's literally
who has the ball last wins.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who do you like?
Well, it depends, right? Are you getting Cosme back? Are you getting Terry back? Are you getting Noah Brown back?
Assume you have your full complement of offensive weapons.
Then I like the Redskins. Like I said, the offense has no problems, even depleted, putting up their points and making it a game.
And if it's the roster as currently constructed with injuries for both teams, who do you like?
I mean, I wouldn't say injuries for both teams. It's just CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, fine, but I'm saying,
it's a Dallas defense that struggled against the Jets for a little bit. I mean, Yeah, it's like Andy said, it's just going to be a shootout.
Pickens or CD, doesn't matter which one. They're going to eat Lattimore's lunch all day, all night long, all late afternoon long. I think that's a
George Pickens plays drunk football. Did you guys see that clip? I know we all have the same like algorithm where the dude's drunk football.
But Pickens is unguardable right now. He's catching everything, and he's got speed for days. I mean, he's the second option on.
I mean, this is the best QB that he's had probably his career.
Yes. And I'll be honest. I didn't think the Cowboys were going to be this good. I mean, they can run the ball. They can throw.
Javonte Williams is very good at stretching and running to the outside and taking it upfield, which is apparently our biggest weakness.
The only way the Commanders win on Sunday in Dallas is if this is just my opinion, the time of possession has to be lopsided in their favor, because they will not be able to stop unless Dak has a very un-Dak like performance. He's been protecting the ball. Unless he's super sloppy or somebody puts the ball on the ground repeatedly, I don't see how this team wins unless they dominate time of possession. And that means you're going to run Bill a lot, right? And no fumbles. Like, it's going to have to be that way. I agree with you.
You have to focus on cleaning up the game. The turnovers cannot happen, but more importantly, you have to generate turnovers.
Aren't you just a little frustrated when you're out there? There's mistakes happening, and he's still smiling.
No.
And keeping it light. I mean, even Buck and Aikman were talking about, like, well, when you have a guy on the sideline who's keeping it light, the players respond to it. I get it, but sometimes you need someone to kick you in the teeth also. And
no. You listen. We saw it before Lamar went out. That primetime game against was it the Lions? Who was it? It was one of the primetime games that right before he left. And he was bitching and whining and shouting and making a stink about every single thing that wasn't going right. Your team's not going to respond to that. It's not going to, especially when you have young guys.
I'm not saying go run up and down the sideline and complain, but the constant grinning is infuriating to me.
I get it, but the offense is working, and that's Jaden, right? That's Jaden. He is that guy, and he's not doing detrimental mistakes week after week after week. If you think the fumble that ended Monday night's game isn't eating him alive, and you're going to see a more zeroed in, dialed in Jaden on Sunday, then you don't know Jaden Daniels.
Well, I think he will be more dialed in, but his general demeanor when things like it's fine when things are going well, but I would imagine it's infuriating to be around him when things are not going well.
No, it's not, because you hear all of the vets that you just mentioned. They're all in shock and awe of his dedication and his precision and his craft. Okay, at the end of the day, it's a game, and I don't want the game to get too big for Jaden, because we don't know what that Jaden looks like, right?
I think he's pretty intense when he's on the field too. Like, you see him screaming at people to get set. Like, he's pretty badass
he's barking at people on the field.
I see a lot of 75%, speed running away from people towards the sideline, right? Like, that's actually where I'm most concerned. Right, is that because we've seen it before here, where you assume you're the best.
Stop relating.
I'm just saying.
Stop relating it to the other idiot that we had. Okay, it is not the same at all.
Also, I was pretty happy to see him run. I was happy to see him.
You also have a Jaden still wearing a brace, right? So
sure,
okay,
sure. Look, but it gets harder from here. I think we can agree on that, right? That's why I was saying earlier. I really want that Falcons game back, right? I want that Bears game back, because you could be sitting here, at 5-2 or 5-1 or 5 of what would it be 3-3 be
5-1.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big difference. You've got Cowboys, Chiefs, both on the road back to back. Then you've got the Seahawks, who we're going to talk about them here in a second, because I want to talk about Darnold. Then you're home for the Lions, and then you're off to Spain to play the Dolphins. Like, the Dolphins is the last pencil it in win here.
I've said it often with the Eagles, right? Good teams find ways to win. I mean, this just kind of defines that we're not really there yet, because we can't find these ways to win.
Are you ready to eat dog food on the Eagles?
Yeah, I never like them. Okay. Number one, I never like them. But about your, Grim Reaper, I always see Jaden smiling the most after he gets tackled. And I love that. You know why?
Yeah.
Because it kind of like shows like that's all you got. Like, you're going for my ankles. That's it. You didn't do anything. Like, he smiles the most after he gets hit, tackled like cheaply, where, you know, by his legs. Like, that kind of sends a message like, that's it. Like, that's all you can do. So I kind of like the laughing.
He takes care of himself, but also, like, if you're on that team and you see your star say, we're still in it, the game's not too big, just focus.
Yeah.
And he's not worried, then you shouldn't be worried, and you need that. It's important.
Yeah, I mean, they've been in every game, with the exception maybe of the Packers game.
They were in the Packers game. They shouldn't have been in the Packers game, but they were not blown out by the Packers. Not the way the Lions were blown out by the Packers.
No, but I mean, I guess they were in the Falcons game too. I mean, they've been in all of these games.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm saying. You cannot get mad. Like when you step back,
it was winnable, FP.
It was winnable, but when you step back from the game and you're like, what the hell happened? How did this happen?
3 turnovers.
It goes back the turnovers, yes, but it goes back to the defense.
Well,
because when an offense
or the 3 belong to one
When
person.
the offense gives up the ball, right? But then they go out and then they're like, okay, we'll go back out and we'll get points, and that's what the offense did.
Yeah.
Then they dug themselves out of the hole, right? It's the defense's job to keep it manageable, right? And they did not do that. If you had a mediocre defense yesterday, mediocre, middle of the pack defense, the Bears have maybe 10 points the whole game.
I mean, Caleb ended up with 250 yards passing, but how many of them came on that one DeAndre play? 65, right? I mean, if that goes for 30, right? He's sitting at sub 200 with a touchdown. You know, it's a very pedestrian Caleb-like game,
right?
50% accuracy,
give or take. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's a tough loss to stomach. They got their revenge. It's over. We look forward towards Dallas now. I've got the Cowboys winning this. I gotta be honest. I think Dak has found something with the tight end there. I'm blanking on with Ferguson, who is not going to be guard. He cannot be covered by Von Miller or Wags.
No, and you can't expect Sanders still to crash down and take him down.
No, and then
Sanders still's $150. It's not going to work.
And you've got Pickens on the outside, who's going to be working against Lattimore. I don't like that matchup at all. If CD's back in there, I don't like any matchup in that secondary. Right? I mean, they got right to some extent against the Bears. The Cowboys are a totally different beast, and they can go get 40. Right? The Bears would struggle to get up there. I mean, the Bears hit their number. Right? They're averaging 25 a game. 24, 25. And
at all the skilled players you just named, right? Like, look at all of those weapons that the Cowboys have. Now, try to comp that to what we have.
We have Bill and partially healthy Debo, maybe a rested but not 100% McLaurin, old man Ertz. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, I don't like this matchup, right? And you know, how do you win this game? Bill has to go for 150 yards. 2 touchdowns. Yeah. Zach has to have 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You know, Jaden, he's going to have
Jaden needs to be 110%. Run game has to click. Like, defense has to make a few stops. Like, turnovers, maybe.
Luke's going to have to
try to get some turnovers, punch the ball.
Another block.
I mean, you have to win the turnover battle. That's it. You have to be in the positive.
Oh, you know, one thing we did forget to mention that's pretty big with the Bears game, offensively and defensively. They controlled the hell out of the line of scrimmage, defensively and offensively. Mm-hmm. They destroyed us in the trenches, and that's inexcusable. They pushed the line of scrimmage when they were on offense, and then they pushed us back when they were on defense.
Actually, I think our O-line towards the middle of the third quarter, second half into the start of fourth, the running game was showing up. I think the weather took it away a little bit. But I also think it was just the intensity shifted, right? Like the momentum completely shifted. And when that happens, then you have your boy Sweat coming out, and he wanted a little bit of it. And he had like 2 dominant downs. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me to really get mad at that O-line, right? Because Jaden.
So who you got winning? Touched. Give me your winner. Who's your winner? Who's your winner on Sunday, 4:00 in Dallas?
I'm going to give it to the Skins 35-30.
Shootout mode. Andy, who you got?
My brain says Dallas. My heart says the Skins. And I say that because divisional games are always completely unexpected. Like, people play differently. It's a totally different ball game. So I'm hoping that's more in the Redskins' favor, that it's a divisional matchup and they'll kind of play down to us, if you will.
Well, go ahead.
So I'm going Skins in a shootout, not like a 40-40 tie or anything like that, like what they had with the Packers, but I'm probably going like 35-34.
So you both got it 30s Skins by an
There's
inch.
one stat for the NFC East, if you want to use this as a segue. We are the only team in the NFC East to be plus in point differential.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is an interesting stat considering how many points the Cowboys have scored over the past.
Right, but that just shows you how much you can score.
Leaky.
Yeah, how much you can score against them.
They're a very leaky defense. But keeping it in the NFC East here, let's talk about that Thursday night matchup here for a second, because most of us were excited to settle in and just kind of watch. Like, it's, the air is a little bit crispy. It's a nice fall night. It's two teams that maybe outside of the division, everybody wants to see the Eagles defending champions. Nobody cares about the Giants, but they do have some interesting and compelling storylines, right? You got Scatterbo, who is basically Mike Allstott, right? I mean, he needs that thing on the back of his neck to keep him, to keep his neck straight. You got Jackson Dart, who I remember in the preseason, we discussed him at length, saying like he's got something. The question is, will New York be patient enough to let him develop? The answer clearly was no. But so far, he's making it work without Malik Neighbors, and I mean, that was a very impressive win over the Eagles. Very impressive. I mean, in the span of not even one calendar year, we've seen Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley go from career seasons to whatever they are now. I mean, Saquon can't run, and I don't know if that's an offensive line problem. I don't know if that's a compounding problem because that offense is extremely one-dimensional. I don't know, but I mean, I dabbled and I went into the Eagles, Reddit just to see it, and it's full meltdown. I mean,
I love it.
Jalen can't complete a pass. He can't take over an offense. He doesn't have the confidence of his receivers. You got AJ and freaking Devonta sitting on the sideline, eating their fingernails. Like, maybe not. We touched the ball. Then I saw another one where this guy basically documented every play that Saquon was on the field. I don't know if you guys saw this. If he moves his head left and right before the snap, it's a passing play. If he doesn't, it's a run. Can you imagine an all-pro? And in the scouting report, it shows he literally went and looked at all 58 plays that Saquon or 48 plays that Saquon was on the field. If he did this before the ball was snapped, it was a passing down. And if he didn't move his head, it was a rushing down. Could you imagine? Like,
talk about Jalen or Saquon?
Saquon. If Saquon doesn't look,
he's looking at his pass pro assignment.
Yes. I mean, that's how far. Like, that's just a normal fan with a all 22 that clipped the entire game out of frustration late Thursday night after the loss and posted on the internet. Like, that's freaking damning.
Look, we said it at the start of the season when we were doing our predictions. The Eagles losing Kellen Moore and having the new coordinator come in, I forgot his name. It was not going to bode well for them. Sirianni is not a good coach. No. Sirianni inherited a stacked team.
What's the thing you always say? Is he the most punchable face in the league?
Easily the most punchable face.
Yeah,
easily. I mean, like, I'm surprised Scatterbo didn't just like in his like madman rage, like,
did you see
headbutt him on the sideline?
Did you see him doing shirts off belly to belly with Fitzy?
I love it. Did you hear some of the stories with Scatterbo? Like, after him and Jackson Dart got drafted, they like headbutted each other, and then on the flight to New York, he woke up Jackson Dart with like a wet willy. Like, the guy's just a freak. I love it. He's the first player in the history of the NFL to have CTE before he actually played in the league. Yes.
Right? Like, He's already lost it. It's just a matter of can they control it at this point. But
I
listen,
mean, listen,
was
kudos
it
to
not,
the Giants.
are they not fun to watch? Are they
Super
not
fun.
exciting?
Super
Is that
fun.
defense not at least league average? The
I
Giants.
said it during the Eagles Giants game. Thank God we played the
We got 'em
Giants
early.
when we did, because they didn't put it together week
Yeah.
one.
The one thing I also want to talk about here, and I do want to focus on the Eagles in a second, but if you're Dable, you can't be going into the tent during a medical examination.
Whatever was said, shadiness happened.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
I mean, here's what I think happened. Dable opened the curtain, looked inside, and said, Doc, can you stick your head out and look at I want you to watch the replay of what Russell Wilson just did in the game. Okay. And tell me that Jackson Dart with a concussion isn't better or worse than what I have to deal with out here.
I almost felt bad for Russ that one play.
I did feel bad for him because they put him in, and the first plays, there's no way they're going to throw that ball. And they hand it off, and then they need to throw it. He literally put it in the dirt.
Yeah.
He put it in. I mean, nobody touched him. It was, and then you see Dable like turning, he looks like freaking like the Kool-Aid man on the side, trying to beat red.
Honestly, Dable's an idiot, because at that point, like, Jameis Winston should be QB2. I don't know why Russ.
1,000,000,000%. Why Russ should be bubble wrapped and prepared to be packaged. Send him to the Vikings. Send him to the Titans. Send him since he seems to have made their selection. They went and got Flacco. But
kind of worked for him.
Yeah, send him to the Raiders. I mean, Geno stinks. Okay, like and Pete Carroll. That whole experiment is terrible, by the way. But just for 2 seconds here, I want to talk about the Eagles. If I'm an Eagles fan, which I am not, I would be extremely concerned, because the quarterback that has been able to luck his way to win after win after win, and the tush push and the whatever, something's clearly shifted here. Like, that magic is gone. And I feel like that team is like, the coach is about to lose the locker room, and the quarterback's about to lose the team.
I think the Vikings upset the Eagles. You might get JJ McCarthy back.
You think Wentz has got enough to?
I think that defense, who is blitz happy, will get in Jalen's face all game, and when you do that, Jalen can't do squat.
He's not a good quarterback. I will maintain this until my dying breath.
Listen, Flowers, to me, I called it multiple times that the Giants were probably going to upset the Eagles, and it was probably the happiest I felt watching a game. like sheer joy, like fanhood removed of being a Redskins fan. The joy that I felt watching it happen in person, I can only equate it to RG3 2012 Cowboys Thanksgiving game, where he came out and just embarrassed the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, and we're all sitting there having dinner, being like, I can't believe this is our team.
Well, I think the Lions
rain
game
starts coming down.
The
Lions game was great too, but that I was like focused in as a fan at that point.
Sure.
But just the amount of laughter and joy I had looking at the TV, Eagles meltdown was fantastic.
And I think it continues. I really think it does. I mean, they've got starting defensive players retiring. They have problems everywhere, and then they're all pro running back can't run. I mean, they are, to me, they are.
There was a reason why New York at one point was like, we're kind of over Saquon. I'm not saying that they were right in doing that, and Saquon's still very, very talented. Yeah, but there's versions of Saquon that can show up week in and week out where it makes a little bit more sense why New York shipped him off.
Oh, I don't know if I agree with. I don't know if I can go that far, FP, because he's had 2 really good seasons since he's left, or one really good season.
But
yeah, I mean the wheels seem to be coming off in Philly, and I'm here for it personally. And the Giants. I'm glad we've already beat them once. They're not terrible to watch. I mean, there are far worse products to put on TV in the NFL right now than the Giants, even though they're going to learn. They're going to learn the hard way. And man, do they miss, like with Malik Neighbors, how much better is that team? It's, I don't know.
Can we pivot back to
much better? Dart doesn't really throw, right? Like, He's kind of like a running back under center.
Well, he proved in the Eagles game. I mean, I think the knock on him was he wasn't doing any pass plays over 10 yards or whatever, and he had like 4 or 5 of them against the Eagles, right? And say what you want about the Eagles, they still have a pretty solid secondary.
Yes,
I mean,
that's
the
Giants
impressive.
won that game. I mean, the Giants they outplayed them.
I want to pivot to the Dallas real quick while we're still in the NFC East. And it kind of loops into that Falcons game. The Panthers aren't as bad as I think we thought the Panthers were. And it makes that score against the Falcons that much more impressive. And the fact that they beat the Cowboys and Rico Dowdle had the best revenge game in the history of revenge games.
Yes.
There are
storylines all over the NFL.
The season makes no sense.
The Chiefs were dead. Now the Chiefs are alive. The Bills were alive. The Bills seem to be faltering. The Eagles were luck winning. Now they're losing. The Broncos couldn't figure out how to run an offense early in the season. Then they seemed a lot better. Then they couldn't manage any points against
the Packers were the story of the year. And then after 2 weeks, they struggled and then they barely beat the Bengals. Like
the Lions lost by 100 in opening week and were written off.
Yeah.
And now they're averaging 100 against everybody. I mean, then they look awesome. Indiana Jones was a cast off and nobody expected anything out of that Colts team. He's playing MVP ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it's him and Baker. Is anyone else an MVP right now? Like who?
No, it's only Baker.
I think your boy Indiana
only
Jones
Baker
deserves a little love. I think he deserves.
He can get the love. He can get a couple MVP votes, but it is Baker through and through because they are playing with negative 500 people on that team.
I mean, I agree it's Baker, but I think he at least deserves a hat tip.
And your boy Darnold.
Well, Sam Darnold is lost in all of this, right? If Seattle didn't play in Seattle, like if they were in a place where like people cared, like I don't know, like Tennessee or even Jacksonville, like if they were not in the throwaway upper left quadrant of America, the Seahawks, what they have quietly done here, parlaying a trade. I mean, getting rid of a coach who was performing and a quarterback who was performing, and then trading for or acquiring a performing, I don't know, like what the hell are the Vikings thinking letting Darnold out of their building? But huge kudos to the Seahawks. They're a complete team.
Yes.
Like, what do they not do? What can the Seahawks not do?
They lost their 12th man. Their whole shtick about having the loudest stadium and the craziest, loudest fans went away, and all that happened was the team emerged as a stronger team than we've seen since their Super Bowl years.
Yeah, I mean the team. What do they not do? Can they throw the ball? Yes.
They can
have
throw. Great defense. Great
catchers?
Running back. Yeah.
Smith and
Jackson
Smith is a 1-1
season leader right now.
Yeah, he's got 700 yards in 6 games. Like he's balling out, right? I mean, Cooper Kupp can still go catch a ball. Between Charbonnet and what's the one RB1's name? I'm blanking on his name now.
Kenneth Walker.
Like they can run the ball. That defense has got pieces too all over the place. Like they have very quietly assembled a very nice performing team. Just nobody cares because they're, super West Coast.
Well, here's the question for you. Seeing what you're seeing, do you kind of wish we went out and got Mike McDonald over DQ?
I think DQ was the right fit here. Like having I think Washington needed an experienced head coach, not a first timer. That was always going to be my read because there was so much. You got to think back to the state of the team at that time. The name,
it was the roster overhaul
controversy. There was so many problems. You needed an adult in the room, and Dan is that adult, right? And it's the same. Like you don't think Ben Johnson really wanted to win on Monday night, right? The team that he snubbed, right? Of course he did. You didn't think Caleb wants to win. Of course he did. So, like, I think they got the right guy now, but Quinn has to hold his staff accountable, right?
Yeah, he can't be a loyalist to the point where it's hurting the team.
Yes, because the Seahawks, to their credit, said, we need to get better on defense, and then went and got a defensive guy. The Bears said, we need to get better on offense, and they went out and got an offensive guy. DQ is more of a defensive guy, and he went and got a great offensive guy. They just need to do it consistently, and they've shown that they can. But just to take it back to the Seahawks here, nobody will put them in their top 5 or top 6, but they absolutely belong, in my opinion. Like Darnold deserves an MVP hat tip as well. It's Baker. But
why not put the Seahawks in your top 5? Would you want to play them?
No, but I think I can come up with 6 or 7 teams maybe that I would. I mean, we can do it, but I just
don't even say the Rams. You are for some reason.
You know exactly where I'm going with this. You know me pretty well. It's like we do.
I mean, they beat. Who did they beat? They lost to the Bucks. They beat the Cardinals.
But they lost the Bucks in a really good game. Like it wasn't
right. But I'm saying they beat the Jags. Jags are good, but not shockingly good. And then Cardinals, Saints, and Steelers. And Niners, I guess. But, I mean...
Well, the Niners keep getting it done, too.
The Niners keep getting it done, but...
Steelers lost one game, and that one game is the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Steelers actually might have to be...
Steelers are sneaky. But look, before we put a bow on the MVP talk, I mean, is it Baker for the 3 of us? Is it a sweep? Is anybody else?
I mean, he has nobody. No Mike Evans, no Amiko Buka, no Bucky, no Chris Godwin. He has nobody.
Close second, JD5.
Oh.
Close second.
I don't know. I'm not with you.
I think JD5 goes the Josh Allen trajectory of MVP conversations, where it's going to take like 2 to 3 seasons of making your team competitive, but then the expectation when the contract 2 comes up is you should be cream of the crop, top of the top, and then the real magic comes out and you get the MVP conversation.
I don't know if you can be the MVP of the league if the team can go out and win without you, which they did, and be competitive without you, which they were. Like Marcus was fine.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. He's gonna have to be like Josh Allen, where it's gonna take when Josh Allen got drafted, the Bills were still a joke. Everybody hated Josh Allen, and then slowly but surely they started getting better and better and better and better. And then all of a sudden last season, Josh Allen did Josh Allen and balled out. So I think that's Jaden's trajectory.
That's fair. Let's go. Let's go top 5, low 5 here. Does anybody? I mean, Andy, you want to lead off?
It'll be my honor. Bucks number 1.
Okay.
Probably we're all gonna have Bucks.
FP, are you in agreement with that? Let's do it a little different this week. Are you in agreement that the Bucks are the best team overall?
I'm still giving it to the Lions.
Okay, so we got a little bit of a difference there. Okay, Andy, who you got at 2?
Oh, who did the Lions play this
week? They just lost to the Chiefs
on Sunday night.
Yeah, no, I think Bucks. I mean, yeah, Bucks. Who would win, Bucks or Lions?
I think Lions.
I think we're going to see that in a couple of weeks. But
wait, don't they play next? They play next week.
The next week?
Are they Sunday night? No.
Can someone check? I think if they play.
Where's the intern? Where's the intern?
Yeah, where's the intern? Where's Cadiz? Where's 20?
Bucks Lions, Monday, October 20th, 7:00.
Yeah, it's this
week. Wow.
I think the Lions might take it.
I think that's a good one.
Well, right now for me, Bucks. Actually, number 2.
You got 2.
Colts. Not even the Lions. The Colts are number 2 for me. They're a freakishly good team.
Also a very complete team.
I sent you guys a offline little screenshot, right? Like they are beating teams by 14 points.
They're crushing people.
They could very easily be 6-0 if it wasn't for that Mitchell fumble, right? Like they are a good complete team. And Jonathan Taylor, I mean, that guy's just freaking.
I mean,
stuff.
he deserves some MVP talk too. I mean,
it's true.
Right. I mean,
if you're ever going to give an MVP to a running back,
right now he's making
this might be the year. Yeah.
We got a 3. Andy.
I have the Lions, even though they came off that loss to the Chiefs. They're still a scary team to play. I don't want to play them. I think they're that good still. Gibbs is good. They're number 3.
Montgomery's good. I'm on raw. Like that's a complete team. Yep.
So I forgot about the Seahawks initially when I was doing my top.
Everybody
5.
forgets about them because who cares about freaking the state of Washington? Nobody cares.
Right. Until
Nobody
we just
cares about Alaska.
Segment.
Yeah.
So they weren't even in my top 5 as I was kind of thinking about it, but they're in the top 5 for me. They're number 4.
Wow.
4. I don't want to play them. Like if you play them, it's not easy. It's like it's a team I don't want to play right now.
I appreciate that your top 5 is really just who's hot right now.
I mean, yeah, isn't that what this is?
I mean, it's fine. That's totally fine. Everybody does it different. FP tends to be body of work, but I appreciate where you're going with this. Who you got at 5?
So the 5s, even though their record is 500, I put the Chiefs there. They've beaten some pretty good teams. They've lost to some pretty bad teams, but they've gotten some key players back. Holmes is playing out of his mind still, even though he's not throwing the ball and there's nobody to catch it. Rashee Rice is coming back, and he's making it happen with his legs. So he's still moving that offense forward. And Andy Reid is still an amazing coach. Like I still have the Chiefs there, but my sneaky 6 is actually Pittsburgh, right? Like they're such a boring team.
So boring.
Ridiculously boring.
I'm actually happy you said that. They actually cracked my top 5.
Oh, really?
So boring.
Yeah.
But they have the record, right? They find ways to win. Here we go. Quote me. That should be part of the intro.
Doesn't DK feel like very underutilized though in that offense?
Yeah,
he's warming up though. That connection with Aaron is warming up.
Yeah, he's like 3 weeks now. He's gone like 90 plus with a touchdown. Like he's hitting up. So that's my sneaky 6, and somewhere in the 7 rounds, like the Packers.
No mention of the Bills.
No, you can't. 2 back-to-back losses, Pats, and actually the Pats might be.
The Pats belong in the top 10 discussion, in my opinion.
Yes.
Maybe in the top 7 or 8. And Vrabel has a revenge game on the schedule now. The Titans obviously fired their head coach. It's interesting to see the Titans had to do it because you couldn't let Vrabel come in and beat the crap out of the coach you hired to replace him. You can't do that. Like, you have to own the mistake, so to speak, and just cut him down.
The Tennessee Titans might, and this is saying something because the Jets still exist, might be the most dysfunctional team right now in the NFL, just because they went fire head coach Vrabel, fire GM, fire GM, fire head coach, fire GM.
Yes, you got it.
Every single year, it's a big fire, and you can't sustain that. It makes no sense.
Well, we'll talk about them in the low 5, but give me your top of the top of the top. FP, who's your top?
I'm
5?
going Lions 1, because even when you see that matchup, if the Bucks were fully healthy, I would give it to them. They're not fully healthy, and the magic of Baker, it's kind of the same thing with Jaden Daniels, right? If he just has one game where the magic isn't there, they'll fall apart. So Lions number 1, Bucks number 2. I'm probably putting the Colts number 3, and then I'm probably going 4, 5. Is probably a tie between Jags and
the Jags.
Yeah.
Why not Seahawks?
They haven't. To me, they beat.
I'm so surprised here. No Packers, no Broncos. No Rams. The Rams are freaking awesome.
No,
you guys are just.
Didn't the Jags just lose? Who did the Jags just lose to?
No, the Jags just won.
Who'd they beat? Are
we watching the same league?
Who did the Jags just play?
They just beat the. No, they just lost to the
Seahawks.
That's what I'm saying. They just lost to someone.
They beat the 49ers. They beat the Texans. They lost to the Bengals.
And the Seahawks.
I think that the Jags are a sneaky good. They're with the Steelers for.
I think they're warming.
They're a hot team.
So
they're like 9.
My top 5 looks very different than yours, guys. I gotta be honest. Bucks are number 1, and it's a very clean and clear number 1 in my opinion. They're just getting it done. I think they're holding on by a thread given the way they've won most of their games. But their record is their record. Baker's the best quarterback right now in the game. They deserve to be number 1. I've got the Rams comfortably at number 2, and I'm not even sorry about it. Tell me what this team can't do. They can't throw touchdowns. Stafford still got it. Low-key MVP candidate. MVP caliber season right now. They can't run the ball. Yes, they can run the ball. They can't play defense. They're crushing people on defense. They can't win in the Eastern time zone. Yes, they can. They just did. You take back that one crappy loss from the Eagles, they're sitting at number 1 in my opinion. It's a good team. They're well coached. They can do everything. They can get points and they can get stops. So
they only put 17 up against the Ravens that have nobody on defense.
Well, okay. I mean that's fair if you want to knock them for that. But I think from an overall perspective, if it's if the Rams played the Colts right now, I would pick the Rams to win.
It depends on Puka.
Even though the Colts I think are the better team. So I'm sticking with the Rams at 2. I like the Colts at 3. This pains me to say, but I've got the Packers in the 4 or 5 position here. I don't know what they do bad either. I hate that I'm even saying these words, but they're very balanced. I mean, they can go get points. They can run the ball. They're not exciting.
The Bengals.
They're not exciting, right? You're right. They did barely. They were about to lose to Joe Flacco twice in the span of a month. Right?
Yes.
Right. So that's weird enough as it is. And then the Lions, I think the Lions belong in the top 5. I don't think there's anything that they do bad, right? Maybe they're 4 and move the Packers to 5. The Chiefs, I was ready to write them off a couple weeks ago. Pat Mahomes is having one of his best statistical seasons right now, and he's doing it with his legs, something we haven't seen him do in almost 6 years now. Travis Kelce is an afterthought, which is actually better for the team, in my opinion. Everybody's stepping up, everyone's making plays. They get a ton of calls. I don't think they're going to be blown out by anybody. I think they belong in the conversation too. And then on the bubble, Seahawks should be considered. If you throw out the Broncos game in London against the Jets, Broncos look like a complete team as well.
You can't throw out a struggle against the Jets.
If it's in London, of course you can. I mean, yes, you can, and we'll see how the Rams fare when they have to go and play in London now. But that's kind of where I'm at. The teams that I'm keeping an eye on, and I'm expecting a big jump up. So I think it sounds like we agree the 49ers and most notably the Bills fell way out of the top 5, right? I mean, the Bills they don't look good at all, and losing to the Falcons in the way that they did, they shouldn't be even sniffing top 10 in my opinion. The Patriots are the team I'm watching on the up. They're low-key really good.
Yeah.
They've got 3 running backs or two serviceable running backs on that team that can hit you in the mouth or break it to the outside. Ramondre's still getting
fumble problems.
Gibby's off the team now, so he's injured because
Ramondre's fumbled 4 or 5 times this season.
Stephon Diggs looks totally healthy and capable of basically catching any ball that's thrown at him. I like what they're doing. I like what Vrabel's doing with that team, and it looks like they have a quarterback. It looks like they've got a guy there. And to Mac Jones's credit, he looked pretty good too.
Yeah,
Sunday, right? So the league is full of these reclamation projects, right? You go to your second, third team, whatever, and then suddenly you're a hit. But I'm watching the Patriots really closely. If they go in and stomp the Titans, I think they belong in the top 8 or 9 teams. They're complete. They don't do anything super, super well, but they'll hang with anybody. And if it comes down to a possession this way or that way, I think they're going to be around. I don't
want to derail the conversation, but somebody once mentioned this, and it kind of put a new perspective on the whole Caleb Williams versus Jaden Daniels rivalry, right? We never had a shot at Caleb Williams. He was always going to the Bears. But at the number 2 spot, we had the option for Drake May or Jaden Daniels.
Or Bo Nix.
Yeah, but I'm talking
Bo
about
Nix was never going to crack top 3.
He wasn't going to go that high. Yeah.
Is there a situation, and I'm just kind of throwing this out there for conversation, is there a situation where we might have made the wrong pick?
I don't think you can say that right now. No, I don't think. I think both teams are happy with the guy that they got right now. If Jaden has a series of health problems, or if Drake turns into Tom Brady, then yes, we'll see. But at this point in time, I think the Commanders drafted the guy that they wanted for the style of offense that they wanted to run, and the Pats are never going to be a fun. They tried fun and gun. That's not the DNA of that organization. They tried the Cam Newton approach. They tried. I'm blanking on whoever else was up there.
The bones that Bill Belichick put in place, are deep rooted, and you need a Drake May that works in perfect unison with Josh McDaniels. It's just a match made in heaven, and bringing Josh McDaniels in was the correct move.
It's also, I think it has to do with the competition in your division as well. Look at the NFC East in comparison to the AFC East. It's just a different.
Yeah, it's a 2-headed race versus kind of a 3, maybe a 4-headed race.
Yeah, kind of, right? I don't think I think it's too soon to say that one team got it right or wrong. No, I don't know. I think everybody's happy with who they got. But if you're a Pats fan, you've got to be super excited that you've got a quarterback who's showing out and playing week in and week out and commanding an offense that, I mean, they're playing okay. Like they're playing okay, and their coach is a real coach, right? I mean, I think they're in a good spot.
I think what's surprising, if we're going to keep going around the NFL, is we went from saying the NFC South was jokes and the Bucs are going to run away with it to, I mean, they probably still will, but it's not as big of a gimme as it was at the start of the season, because the Falcons to me are the Patriots to you, right? They are a team, they're complete, right? And when you have Bijan, who might be,
is it Bijan or Bijan? I hear it both ways now.
You know, there's been debates. I think on record he has said it's Bijan, but on intros he's called himself Bijan. I don't think anybody knows.
Well, he's a very talented running back.
But him and Jonathan Taylor might be the MVP type caliber running back. But then the Panthers are undefeated at home, and they're doing it. And the defense, I mean, look, the Falcons are good.
Rico is averaging 200 yards a game over the last.
The Falcons are a good team, and they shut them out. The Panthers, if Bryce Young just gets his start of game interception out of the way,
yes,
they're good the rest of the game. They have weapons. They have the defense is flying around.
You got that young receiver too, Trattoria Johnson.
Yeah, Trattorian, whatever. Yeah.
All he does is catch. His stat line is the same every week. 25 yards touchdown. Like it's
yeah.
He'll rip one eventually.
But
he'll rip one eventually. Let's so keeping on with the theme here of teams maybe that are, well, I guess they're all performing, but Low5. Let's go Low5.
Yeah, guess who's not in the top 5?
Worst of the worst has to be the Jets. Does anyone disagree?
Yeah, for sure.
The Panthers are not there anymore.
They're not there anymore. Titans are the second worst. Anybody disagree with me on that one?
Nope.
I've got the Dolphins after that.
No, I don't have the Dolphins in my bottom 5.
Are you serious?
I am very serious. First of all, Caps just won in overtime. I think we need to acknowledge that.
That's great. I was waiting for you to see it.
Thank you, Paul. I know I'm on a delay. No, I don't have. Look, the Dolphins. The record is terrible, right? But like, they somehow still feel like they can compete with anybody, and that's not
Andy.
You're totally.
You are 100%.
No, I'm sorry.
They are a coaching change away from being.
This
competitive.
is your worst take. If they have an adult running the organization, they might have 4 wins right now.
They're in coaching the game. Change away.
What game were they not in? They were in it with the Bills. They were in it with the Panthers, who we just praised. They were in it with, I get the Jets, whatever. Forget the Jets. They're just outliers.
And then you got Tua up there. Well, we had a players only meeting and the players didn't show up.
Well, apparently Tua's always late to every players meeting.
Whose fault is that?
I mean, listen, Andy, I get it.
Sets the quarterback and the head coach kind of set the tone for the locker room.
And they're running back.
You got one that goes up there and mumbles like a mute, and you got another one up there calling everybody.
Their organization is garbage. I get it. I know, but I still wouldn't like to play. There are 4 other teams that I would rather play than the Dolphins.
Fine. You know what? Listen. I'll give it to Andy. If you look at the Dolphins' schedule, right? Let's just look at their schedule and the scores, right? Blown out by the Colts. Nobody was expecting that. You can't fault the Dolphins for that. 33-8. But then they go to the Patriots, 33-27. That was a competitive game. You can't. I mean, the Patriots are a much better team than we thought they were by week 2.
I'm following.
21-33 or 21-31 Bills. Bills are still a good team, but we're seeing them stumble a little bit. But divisional matchup.
Following.
Right? Then they go 21-27 Jets. That is a win. They got the one they should have gotten, but it was way too close for comfort because the Jets are hot garbage. But again, divisional matchup
season. Okay. Yep.
Right. But then you go 24-27 Panthers. Panthers aren't bad. So you can kind of understand that loss.
Are bad. They're playing better at home.
I don't know if you can say they're bad. They're 3-3.
Please on the side. Yeah,
they're 3-3. You can't say the Panthers are bad right now.
Okay.
But then you go 29-27 Chargers. We just beat the Chargers. We know that it's still a strong defense, right? And
So how many almost wins would you like to give the Dolphins? Just so I'm
They
clear.
should have won that game. Lad McMonkey or whatever his name is had like a 45-yarder. Yeah.
So,
He had
all,
just
all I'm
45
saying is that 1-5 record
fake
is,
wins would you like to give them?
No, all
But
of the,
they're not a bottom 5 is all I'm saying. That's it.
But they are.
might-
That's what the record says.
No.
but what I'm saying is the record, strength of schedule end of year. I bet you they have one of the tougher strength of schedules.
Will
they
they
had
beat
to
the Browns
go
on
through.
Sunday? A fellow bottom 5.
That's your test right there.
Okay, so when
I
they
have
lose
Browns
to the Browns,
as worst, as the third worst.
okay, so when they lose to the Browns, where will they be then?
I will have
Okay.
a fresh bag of poo-poo waiting for you,
Okay,
Joe.
all right.
Well, here, Joe, if they crush the Browns, 28
For their second win of the
28 to
season,
10.
they'll still be in the bottom 5.
No.
They've got to make it. You've got real coaches out there. You tell me Mike McCarthy couldn't coach this team a little bit better than Capri's? Come on.
Yeah, but
What
you're
are we doing
forgetting
here?
some of the other bottom dwellers, Joe. Right? Are you saying the
Saints?
Saints? Are you saying they're better than the Dolphins? No. Are the Bengals better than the Dolphins? No. Are the Raiders better than the Dolphins?
No.
No.
Okay.
Browns,
maybe
Titans, Jets. Yeah. No.
Browns, Titans, Jets, fine. Bengals, Saints, Dolphins are all kind of interchangeable. Raiders. I mean, honestly, don't the Ravens kind of belong in this
The
mess?
Ravens,
now, too?
I was just gonna
Don't
say.
Don't the Ravens, the Cardinals, like don't they
Without Lamar, maybe.
don't they both belong in this
The
terrible
Ravens,
conversation?
but do you truly think that the Dolphins are worse than the Cardinals? No, they're putting up points and they're losing to solid teams.
I mean, that's fair. Their schedule. I mean, I know we're all writing them off, or most of us, but they've got Browns, Falcons, Ravens, Bills, Commanders, Saints, Jets. I mean, it's very possible they win 4 out of those 6.
Yeah,
right. I mean, and
if you get to the season 5 and whatever,
I mean, seriously,
5 and 7
right now. So their remaining schedule. Browns, they could win. Falcons, they could win. Ravens, they should win because Lamar won't be back for that one, October 30. Then their Bills, maybe that's a loss. Commanders, we'll say push or loss. Saints, they should win. Jets, they should win. Steelers, loss. Bengals, they should win. Bucks, they will lose. Patriots to end the season. It's very possible they end up at 500 or fighting for a playoff spot.
They could be a fringe wild card, yeah.
Or playing spoiler for Steelers,
yeah.
Bengals, not the Bengals, sorry, for the Steelers and the Pats down the stretch. Or potentially knocking the Buccaneers out of that 1 seed. Like yes, okay, I will relent. They're not the 3rd worst team in the league or 4th. But they're not very good. And their coach should be the first to go.
If they had a real coach, they could easily be, with the talent on that team, they could be a 4-2 easily.
I mean, I'm sorry, but the professional warriors in that room are not going to get up for Mike. You can't. He's lost the locker room. I mean, you can't mumble your way through every press conference. You can't do it.
Listen, it might be the best thing for the Commanders if he does get fired, because he would be a solid replacement for Cliff next season.
You're already playing that game. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
But also at the rate we're going, I don't know if anybody wants to hire Cliff next season, so we might have 3 years of continuity.
Yeah, Cliff might be here for an extended stay. We'll see. Any other topics you guys want to get into? We got this time next week we will be starting the NBA season, which is exciting for the 3 fans of the NBA. I am excited to see what Shaq and Chuck do on ESPN now that the show is moved. Did you see, by the way, that they killed the NBA on TNT, like the Twitter, like 15,
they
20
completely
years,
deleted it.
Like
changed the handle, lost all the tweets.
Yes, like such an ESPN thing to do. Like it's so terrible, actually. But we got the NBA literally around the corner. We've got, obviously, hockey season is here. We got playoff baseball has been amazing to watch.
Caps got 3 wins.
Yeah.
And how do they look on this young season, gents? What do we need to know about this Caps team?
They're looking competitive. They're looking like speed is there. Tom Wilson is emerging as your next true captain. They're a solid team. You're solid in goaltending. I mean,
they're shooting the
good.
ball or they're shooting the puck. So
they're getting shots on goal. They're almost. It's almost like we
What's
spent
the bold prediction. Give me the bold prediction.
Stanley Cup.
Oh, I love this guy.
Bold prediction is we see the Carolina Hurricanes in round 2 of the playoffs, and we finally take that series.
Okay.
Over under on the Wizards wins this year. I heard somebody
Under
say
20.
15. Under 20.
Yeah, under 20.
I take 21 personally. Give me 21. You want to do a futures bet? There's two that I want.
Who's that guard that you always talked about that you like to watch?
Bub Carrington.
No, not Bub. The other guy.
Keyshawn George.
The other guy.
Did you see
On the
McCollum?
Wizards?
Yeah. There was some dude that you kept pointing out like how he's amazing.
Bub.
It was Bub.
It was some. No, I know it was Bub, but there was someone else. It was another point guard or something.
It's Bub and Keyshawn. Those are the guys that I'm
Did you see CJ McCollum come out and say this is probably one of the best run NBA organizations he's been a part of?
I did, and I don't know what to make of that, to be honest. Like, because what would lead you to think that, right? The old arena, the dwindling fan base, the zero like buzz around the city.
Cap, there's nothing wrong with Cap One.
Fine, but like, how do you reach that conclusion, right? I mean, I don't know.
I'm just saying from a GM front office structure, I can see that. It makes sense.
Okay, I mean, we've talked about it. Like,
you're doing the slow rebuild. You're using your draft picks. You're not selling the farm to bring in Giannis and his 14 brothers to be starters with him. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's laughable, by the way. All of his siblings are on one team. I mean, the Lakers are going to be a compelling storyline this season, right? This is probably one of the last seasons of like super, super, super competitive, Steph Curry, for example. Like, I think there's going to be some ends that we start to see, at the end of the season here. But, the beginning of the season is always interesting just because it's the start of the season, how it plays out. And do we get to Christmas where people, care? Who knows? But that's next week. We got a lot of football still to go this way. Yeah, it's a good time of year. The air is crisp, the soup is warm. I hope you enjoyed it, Andy. FP, thanks for making time. Any final plugs? Any driving in circles really fast that you guys want to talk about?
No,
I'm done.
No races happen, but
Okay.
The NFC East has 4 black quarterbacks starting.
Jackson Dart's black?
That's the joke.
Oh. Is that a joke? Okay.
Black where it counts, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, boys. The show is DTC Defeating the Curse. 354 in the can. We will be back next week, hopefully to recap a Skins win in Dallas. It is Dallas week. God, we got to get this win, boys. We got to get this win. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for hanging out with FP. Thanks for hanging out with Andy. Show is DTC Defeating the Curse, available on all social media platforms at DTC or Defeating the Curse. Email the show anytime, defeatingthecurse@gmail.com. Thank you, and until next week, we are out.